Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to my huge channel, everybody. Today we're sitting here because we need to talk about a very important topic. Have you looked outside of the window lately? Have you found that the leaves are moving in certain directions caused by the accumulation of the clouds and the seas by something that we call wind, that we still have it going on, the wetness on the grounds that we have you figured that we're supposed to have spring, but it just feels like autumn still? And have you also realized that we're actually like 20 days far away from hot girl summer? And meanwhile, I'm sitting here in my cashmere sweater and my tank top underneath because it's too cold otherwise, and in my wool pants. I don't know if we can make it in the next 20 days, but I have some looks prepared for you to make it a bit easier to find a way through summer. I actually love spring. It's peonies time. It's amazing. I really, really love spring and I want to enjoy spring and I want to enjoy summer as well. And since I always struggle with summer so much because I don't shop so much summer dressing. Actually, I'll never buy something with a purpose to only wear it in the summer, I think, because first of all, the days are just too few. We just don't have enough hot days here in Europe. But the ones that we have are hot. But still, I won't make that purchase because I don't like the looks of it as well. And that's one thing I struggled with the most my entire life. Looking good in summer clothes. You know when there used to be a time where you loved the heat on your face and you just loved it for being warm and you didn't care at all what you dressed like because you were probably dressed in a very old washed out oversized t-shirt, some capri pants or bicycle shorts and some jelly sandals, aka childhood and their beautiful memories. But it's not like that. And the only thing I really care about nowadays is how much SPF is really my day cream, and is it cringe if I change the sidewalk because then I can walk on the shadow for longer? Because if the sun is for too long over my head, I might get a headache and might burn. So every connotation I have to summer, despite the Aegean Sea, the Mediterranean Sea that I love as well. And of course, summer is beautiful, it's amazing. But if you live in the city, you probably are 1, 2, maximum 3 weeks at the sea. That's amazing. Everybody that is 3 weeks by the sea, props to you. I manage to be 1 week usually, 1 week per year, maybe 2. I think never 2, usually 1 week per year by the sea. And there those rules don't count that we have today. Today we're going to talk about how you can manage your life, staying true to yourself, is staying true to your style if we kind of have the same style here. By the way, this is of course my personal aesthetic. I will show you pieces from my own wardrobe. So if you don't like my style and you say, hey Tuba, I hate you, you look ridiculous, you're a terrible person, keep watching. Don't dress like I do. But if you do like it, you might find this helpful, maybe. So before I start with the necessities of looks, because that's the best part, of course, it's the things that we need to dress ourselves to look a bit decent and according to our personal aesthetic as far as it goes, and stay comfortable, stay cozy. Comfort is the highest privilege form that we want to reach to enjoy summer, because otherwise we will just continue walking in the shadow with our sun hat on and our sunglasses and dislike people that enjoy summer. Let's not turn into these grumpy people just because we don't know how to dress in summer. There is a solution. But first of all, let's talk about the textiles. Textiles are probably even more important than the aesthetics, I would say. Like the correct selection of fabrics when you want to create a look is essential for a successful look. And of course, before I get deeper into this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like the videos we have here. Honestly, there's everything from fashion reviews to my distinct opinion on looks. Join my Patreon. The sponsor of this video is my Patreon, surprise, because there is no sponsor. So please check my Patreon, where I have also right now another new video additional just for the members of my Patreon. Support me there if you like this. We have a Discord server where we are over 2,000 people enjoying ourselves in the best way possible. Amazing looks, amazing people, smart-ass people, insane looks and topics. Have a glimpse inside, you know, feel like you're little fish swimming. Just watch the aquarium and the other fishes. Let's get back to the topic. Textiles, fabrics, natural fibers, all these things that are necessary to have a good life in the summer. We have different fabrics that we can choose from and wear to have a comfortable summer. Let's start with the first one. linen. So linen is a textile that is made out of the flax plant, and it's being known for being very strong and quickly drying and absorbent when it comes to some body liquids that are supposed to cool your body down. Usually you find a huge selection of linen fabric clothes out there, and I think every store right now in the summer has a selection of some linen pants, linen shirts. I have to say, style-wise, I think it's a bit harder to find like very crisp and neat items when it comes to linen, but that's usually also not their purpose, because when it comes to summer clothing, we also prefer items that are not so close to our skin. So it's usually wider cuts, wider forms. But linen is really an amazing fabric when you get hot very quickly and very much. It's very sturdy sometimes, so you need to be careful with the selection of linen that you have, because sometimes it's a very sturdy and thicker fabric. It can also look a bit more elegant and shiny, and sometimes it's just very breathable and very light woven kind of linen. And you can even have t-shirts. It doesn't even have to always look like linen. That's something I really appreciate nowadays about fashion, that linen doesn't always have to look like your 19th century tablecloth. It can also look very modern and still elevated. The next one is cotton, and probably my personal favorite. I mean, cotton is not something new to you. It's the most used fiber in the world that comes from the cotton plant, surprise. And it's supposed to be a light, natural, and soft fabric that is very breathable. So it sounds like it has all the basic needs that we need. It's very soft, it's very light, it's very breathable. From my personal perspective, I just really love cotton for the fact that it can look very thick, but it's very breathable. I personally sometimes don't like the texture of linen fabrics because it's looking too textured. You see the weaving sometimes. So it doesn't look as sleek as I want it, and cotton just always looks very sleek. But if it remains breathable, it's amazing, and you don't even feel like it's a jersey or that it's like a very leisure fabric, but it is at the end. And especially when it comes to pants, I think it's very relevant. So cotton is also a very typical fabric. I think in terms of t-shirts, it's probably the most favorite cotton fabric, most favorite fabric to use by people. I think I never care as much as on my t-shirts that it's 100% cotton. Another fabric that is very popular, I think more in the fashion sense, we see it very often, is called lyocell. You might have heard it. It's also being called cold silk sometimes because it appears a bit like cold silk. Cold because it can even have a cooling effect. That's very interesting. It's been a while since I learned that wool, for example, we have cool wool and like warm wool, and the weaving technique defines if the wool keeps your body cold or warm, and that's insane. I have bed sheets where it makes a huge difference if I have the one set or the other. You need to be careful also what kind of cooling the fabric can create, for example. And lyocell is one of those that can have a very strong cooling effect, which is also amazing. It is being produced out of the wool pulp, whereas cotton is being generated out of the cotton plant as we know it. The benefits versus cotton are that it's more durable and breathable. That's two very important factors for longevity and durability of a garment that you at the end decide to buy. I do have slightly bad memories with lyocell because I used to wash my pieces also, of course, at home in my washing machine. I used to, like, the wrinkles used to remain on the piece, so the garment changes the more you wash it. You do have this issue as well sometimes with cotton as well. This is something I'm not a huge fan of because I think it looks too quickly worn out, and this is not an effect I usually want to create. As I said, it doesn't have to look like super sleek and the highest form of wool or something, but I do like it when it remains in its typical texture and doesn't change anything. It doesn't increase the wrinkles, for example, like we have in linen, which is probably the biggest downside of linen and why people tend to not buy it, is the amount of wrinkles that you have. But in linen, you can easily iron them out. It's no problem. They will just come back very quickly. And in terms of lyocell, it's just like it's long-term and remaining, and that's something what I'm always very curious about when I choose an item and why I tend to not choose it sometimes. But I absolutely understand that some people, especially for finer garments, prefer lyocell. Then we have another fabric that is definitely rising in popularity lately, and it's called hemp. And hemp is a fabric that is being generated out of the cannabis plant. Some of you might maybe not know that. And it appears texture-wise a bit like the linen fabric that we know, so it has definitely very distinct and a bit cloth-looking, a bit sack-looking texture sometimes about it, but it can also very often be used as a blendable textile that is being mixed with silk or cotton, also the flax plant. And what's also interesting about it is that it's a fabric that is wearing in. So it is one of those that gets softer with time. You know, those t-shirts that get like softer the more you wear them. I think that's something that we all love, for example, about vintage t-shirts, that they're always so soft and never as soft as the new ones that you bought. The new ones are like too sleek and too flowy, but the old ones have this little hairy texture sometimes about them that is just so beautiful. And this is something you can also create with hemp fabrics. The next fabric that I'm going to talk about, and the last one, is maybe not the first kind of fabric you think about when you think of summer clothing, but it's merino wool. And it's definitely an amazing fabric when it comes to usages during summer. The merino wool is coming from the merino sheep that's originally from Spain and can now be found in New Zealand, Australia, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, and South Africa as well. So we have a lot of countries supporting us with merino wool. And what is amazing about merino wool is that it's so breathable, anti-static, and you can wear it very easily in form of cardigans in the summer. I love to use merino wool and not cashmere, which is definitely too warm, and classical wools as well, like definitely not choosing those in summer. So merino wool is amazing. It even has a little cooling effect in my opinion. That's not something that it's very typical about, but I feel like it's definitely cooler than typical wool, and it's just a perfect fabric to use for something to throw over your arms when it's getting a bit too cold. So these kind of fabrics are amazing for everything summer related. You can also wear it in the winter, so you don't have to buy new things that contain these kind of fabrics. You will definitely have something in your wardrobe as well. So first of all, check your wardrobe, what you have inside. I will also show you some looks that I think are very easy to style and where you can kind of stay true to yourself and not feel uncomfortable or just like you're in the wrong space when you're dressed for summer. Let's maybe start with pants, because I think we can divide the body usually in two pieces. But first of all, I want to start with the pants. I mean, we have the tops and the pants, but I believe that pants carry the weight of a look. I think pants have the biggest responsibility when it comes to something in summer. Of course, you can have the wrong shirt as well, the wrong top as well. But honestly, you can always go for a basic t-shirt and it will be fine. But you cannot always go for a very basic pant. And then we can excite the look a bit more with the shoes. I think the shoe selection is also very important in the summer. There are also so many other comfortable summer shoes. I honestly made a whole video about alternatives. I know they're not all your kind or style, but I think it's a great selection of alternatives when you don't want to go for the very basic looks. So let's start with pants. And now that we talked about all the fabrics, I think cotton, to me personally, is the best fabric to have when it comes to pants, because it is something that can stay in shape. I like a shapy pant that is not too close to my body, that is a bit, not too attached to me. I like it when it's very wide. In the summer, I wear very wide pants, even wider than, I would say in the winter is pretty much more like a straight fit. But in the summer, I really want it to be like super wide, not touching me. Main touching point is the belly, and that's only because the pants need to stay up. I found a few ones. I also have one in my personal wardrobe. It's a Marni pant I bought. I think it's beautiful. It's 100% cotton. It has some funny stripes. It reminded me of some Rosie Assulan pieces, if you remember those. That Rosie Assulan also has always like these amazing colorful pieces. And even though I'm not the most colorful person when it comes to my wardrobe, I try a bit more in the summer. And honestly, the color white is amazing for summer. First of all, there's a reason why people in Saudi Arabia prefer to wear white in the desert. It really captures way less the heat. So wearing white is already the first step to be a good summer person. So I think it's really important to have a very wide form below. If you go for pants, I think it's beautiful when it comes to long pants specifically. And what I like to do in terms of proportion is that I tend to choose something way tighter for the top, because otherwise, I mean, you can create this oversized Japanese avant-garde look as well if you want to go very wide. I think that's also very cute. It's something like a tiny box comme des garçons girl t-shirt or blazer or something. But I also like to have these speedy swimwear inspired, racerback inspired t-shirts or just a tank top, because I have so much cloth beneath. I think it can balance it out, because I always want it to be balanced and never look like I'm showing too much skin. I do think a good balanced amount of skin is just another form of proportion. So if you show a lot of leg, a lot of arms, it's just not as interesting to me. It turns into a very sportive look. I don't think it looks very elegant. And as much as I like disruptive things, I also like it to keep like a certain form of like classiness, is not classiness, but I think classical look. That's what I mean, because it's definitely not classy. My second favorite option in the summer, if I don't want to wear long pants, and for 90% of the time I will probably choose a long pant. I'm sorry, I'm that girl, pants forever. But there are also moments where we need something short, something that is like, hey, I'm actually a normal, decent human being. I can also participate in this season called summer and look summery even more. Then you wear shorts. There's actually just one short model that I wear and that I think is the most appropriate and elevating, as much as I can say that, elevating look that you can have. First of all, we kill the word jean shorts. If you love them, of course, continue wearing them. This is just my personal experience. And from the stylistic perspective, I think they don't do so much to your look because it just always looks too childish, in my opinion. I think jean shorts are meant for festivals, for being a teenager, for having a wild time, I don't know, but it's not meant for the city. You can have a bit more. We have so beautiful fabrics we just talked about. You don't have to choose that cotton in this indigo blue. So I kind of struggle with jeans, and that's why I will not mention jean shorts as a necessity here. I know there are jorts as well. I think that's the only kind of form where I can accept jeans, when it's like a long and wider shape of a shorts. I have several. I even have jorts, and I love them because they're very wide. The ones I love is one pair I bought at Cosmens years ago, and it's still my very favorite shorts I have. I can wear it with everything, and if I wear it with my navy arket t-shirt, to be honest, I feel like I'm unbreakable. This is my uniform, and I wear them with like very feminine shoes because I think it's an interesting contrast, because this looks like it's a, I don't know, schoolboy uniform usually, and that's what I like, even because I want it to be very minimal and I don't want it to be extreme at all. But then I wear like very interesting earrings or shoes with it. You can definitely increase the intensity of this look as much as you want. Have you ever sat in the metro after a person has sat there for a very long time and it's summer and everybody's warm? You smell that people are warm. They're warm, and they show you in all terms that they are warm. If somebody has sat there, you have 10 more stations ahead. So you kind of have to sit as well. And then you wear jean shorts. You wear jeans shorts, and then you sit there and your thighs touch the fabric and the metal on it. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Of course, mini skirts are super cute, and super short shorts are super cute as well. But if you need to use a lot of public transportation and stuff, I just think it's not the perfect solution. And that's why a mid-length shorts is life-changing. You always look dressed. You never look like too casual, but you're still casual because you're wearing shorts. It's just amazing. I have this one pair from Balenciaga that looks like a huge oversized chino. It's as well menswear. I just figured that a lot of my bottoms, like my pants and everything on my trousers, they're all from menswear because they have a straighter fit usually. They are less tight on the thighs. So yeah, very often I buy my pants from the men's section. Just be aware that the crotch is very long. So it might look a bit baggy sometimes, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, but these chino ones, for example, I think that's an interesting color choice as well, because it looks like this very classical shape, but then it has a skater look because it's cropped suddenly. And what I love to use these chino shorts with, for example, is like with a very classical shirt. And the shirts that I love in the summer, and that's not a fabric by itself, but it's more like the weaving technique, seersucker. I don't know if there are other obsessed people like I am. I might live in Paris, but I still make my Turkish tea, guys. Turkish tea in here. Coming to our topic number 3, which is t-shirts and tanks. I think this is something where we have definitely a lot of sizes and fits and selection possibilities. And it's the style called raglan sleeve that I love the absolutely most. These remind me also a lot of like surfer shirts, because the ones you have in swimwear are usually like that. Last year, I think, or in the last years, where we were all into this very oversized Studio Nicholson style kind of, we all liked a bit longer sleeves, like I would say mid upper arm. I'm kind of over it, and now I do prefer a bit of shorter arm as well. So I do think if you want to be a bit more fashion forward currently, you should go definitely for a shorter arm length when it comes to t-shirts. It looks a bit more modern right now. Yeah, coming to category number 4, because these long sleeves are shirts. And honestly, shirts are, I think, the best category when it comes to summer looks. And I know you all have shirts already in your wardrobe, but do you have summer appropriate shirts? But because these are different than the winter ones. So as I mentioned earlier, I love seersucker. I have one shirt, I think also from COS, that I just love endlessly, and it's some sort of seersucker, I would say, and I wear it all the time with all my pants, and it's so loose. And again, a lot of my shirts are from the men's department as well. To be honest, that's not something I do on purpose. The pants I search on purpose because of the fit, but for men's, there's just usually a wider selection, and usually one that is closer to my personal aesthetic because I want it to be like very classical. And when it comes to women's wear, sometimes they want to, I don't know, because we are this very cute human being, they probably want to make it a bit more interesting with like accessories and, I don't know, something's cut off on the sides and then it's like cropped in the back and long in the front, and then there's an elastic band sometimes. I feel like the designers are trying too hard when it comes to women's wear sometimes. I wish they would just keep pieces like they are, you know? Shirts with long arms are actually something like your best friends during summer. You can roll up the sleeves, even in different styles. Even rolling up your sleeves has dedicated videos by people. You can open the buttons as much as you want, and I love to unbutton a lot, for example. I like to have this very 80s power women vibe, very Saint Laurent, you know, that it's like, yes, I wear a men's shirt, but I can open my buttons if I want to. I like the look also, and I think it also breaks again the very masculine look that you might have if you go for baggy skater shorts and then another dad's shirt. You know, you can break it very easily if you be a bit more excessive when it comes to the upper part. And it's just very cooling because if you choose an oversized shirt, it's also again not very close to your body. It always looks very dressy, and I know this is not a video where we just want to be sophisticated and dressed, but I think one of the biggest things in summer, as I said, like since we don't have the Joker feature of being able to layer stuff because most of the time we don't wear any jackets, it's very hard to not look like a kid if you're just going for bicycle shorts with a t-shirt. Because then again, I might look like Tuba when she was 7, which was cute back then, but I don't feel like that person anymore. That was mean a bit, that person, but it's fine. So just wearing a shirt, having buttons, having something with buttons elevates your look immediately. You have a short that is maybe even out of wool, you know, merino wool shorts. You have a cotton shirt, you have it sleeved up, you have your short shorts, and then again, you can have some kitten heels. You can have flat shoes because your look is so elegant already. You can even wear like flat thong havaianas. You can wear slippers. I will talk about shoes now as well. The problem with t-shirts a bit, as comfortable as they are, and everything that is just plain comfortable, usually you have to pay a price for that comfort. And that's to look basic. And if you don't want to look basic, you can wear a chemise. You wear a good blouse, a good shirt, and it elevates it. And if it's in the correct fabric, it looks amazing. It just looks amazing. And if you have these 4 items, a long pant, a long short, a t-shirt, and a shirt, you're actually pretty good just to always look decent. You look perfect for summer. You look amazing. You don't have to be scared anymore. You can even use all of these items in winter as well when you just pair them with socks or tights. It's amazing. You don't have to buy all these negligee kind of tank tops. You know, you can have your fun wardrobe as well that you change every year tiny bit. I mean, every year changes a bit. I think since 2 or 3 years, I literally don't change anything. All these pieces that I've shown you are several years old. And I think as much as I'm against building a wardrobe, you need to have an eclectic wardrobe as well. You need to have crazy pieces as well that bring you happiness, that bring you joy, and that define more your character. This is just the basics you need to have if you want to have a comfortable summer where you feel comfortable also in the sense of it still reflects my personality a bit. Let's come to the shoes now, the last category. So we're talking about shoes, and that's the last category. But in the shoes category, we have 4 subcategories of shoe kinds that are good. And as I said, I made a video about this, but maybe just to quickly talk about it should be relevant here as well. So first of all, probably the most comfortable shoe that we have is the half shoe or the moccasin. So either you already have loafers or moccasins that you can wear with socks, so it's very comfortable and even nicer because there are no blisters at all, or you're already good with your shoes and they're broken in and you can wear them without socks. Honestly, I like the look with shorts without socks because I just think it's nicer to keep it minimal. But if you want to style it with socks, it can also look super cute and nice. I know you guys love flat flats, but having a tiny bit of a heel, like even these 2 centimeters, can change your look a lot. The way you walk, the way you dress, the way you feel. So if it's possible for you, I would suggest that you go for, even when it comes to loafers, always be aware that you don't have the super flat ones, except for you want this the row I'm snailing over the floor kind of look. Another pair that is very interesting in my opinion is the very flat loafer, as I talked about it. I have just this one pair from Louis that I said that I love. I think they're called ballet runners or something. I'm not pretty sure. They look so 70s. But if you want sneakers, I would recommend you don't wear like too bulky ones. It just looks too heavy on the foot. The proportions are not really proportioning with the look that we created. So go for something very flat. In my shoes video, there are a lot of options of very flat ones. I really like the current ones from Dries Van Noten as well. So you might have to have a look at those as well. Then to show the girlies and the boys that love a closed shoe, but you want kind of a heel. I know I'm just talking always about this shoe, but you can still wear a good Mary Jane. I have this one here on a heel. Always with every look. And this is, even though it's very bulky, still a very good summer shoe. You can go a bit crazy. As I said, it's summer and we have the possibility to go a bit more crazy when it comes to our shoes because our looks are pretty normy. We can still go this. So this is like the mother. Oh, you see the amount of dust on my heel? Yeah, I haven't worn these in a while because I'm working from home, guys. They're pretty high maybe for some of you. I can handle it. You don't have to handle it. Like this is just an option I can go for in the summer. When I know, okay, I'm in the metro, I will get out, I will sit in my cafe, and then I will go back to my metro and go home. So I can handle this. And I think a closed Mary Jane kind is very practical. It helps me a lot. And I do wear these with socks pretty often because I think it's cute since it's a Mary Jane. I think nobody did ever something wrong with cute socks. Third category that I think everybody has in their household right now because it's the trendiest shoe. Ballerinas. I think ballerinas do a good job with looking like minimal and not saving the world, but also kind of saving the world. I can never find them extremely comfortable for a while. Maybe it's just my foot type, but the back always hurts. I took these in silver again because I didn't want to have a basic color pair because I knew my looks are usually white or navy or like striped. So these are, yeah. So I knew, hey, silver would look cute with white and navy because that's your whole identity. And then we have the fourth category of shoes. And yes, it's the same person in two different universes. You either have this khaite kind of form with a tiny kid and the look, it's so tiny, it's so cute, but you can find them anywhere else. These, I think, they just make every look super nice. Or as I said before, you can go for the very basic kind, which is the Havaiana, which is, these shoes are saved so many summers. Like this is probably in this whole video the most essential piece next to one pair of good pants. Havaianas just always look cute. I always like their shape. So minimal. It's still interesting because you see the TikToks right now with my tabi boots, and then they're wearing Havaianas. It's a tabi boot. If you wear it with a sock, it's some sort of tabi boot as well. So you can go for that. So these are the shoes that will help you go through the summer. Some of them you can even wear like in autumn, maybe not the open thong ones, but every other shoe, the half loafers, the pumps, the ballerinas, you can all wear in other seasons as well. And it's a bit more sustainable than going for the wrapped up sandal gladiator look kind of things. So I don't want to talk too much about shoes because I have a dedicated video about this. But these are the essentials to build a good, sustainable summer wardrobe that you will wear from year to year, that you can upgrade, that you can exchange against other products, but it will bring you through life, through the next summers, and make you survive and hate summer a bit less. Like literally hate summer less, because of course I love summer. I love the warmth. I want to feel like a child again as well, you know? I want to be this kid again, but it's so hard if I don't feel like myself in clothes because clothes have such an importance to me. And I know a lot of people don't care and think we are superficial because we keep just talking about clothes here. But that's just what we love the most about this planet, is like that we have the chance to invent ourselves every day. But as much as we invent ourselves every day, we also have this super strong identity that is being reflected by clothes. And we are very precise with choosing the garments that are supposed to reflect us. And since that's so important to us and that they need to reflect us so precisely, it's very hard sometimes to enjoy something if you don't feel like yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, please, if you did. I will link everything down below, so maybe you'll find something that you like. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, please. This is super crucial and essential for this channel. And as I said, I also have videos on Patreon that are dedicated only to my members and where I show a bit more of my personality sometimes, I would say. Not that I hide it here, but there are differences, guys. There are differences. So if you want to support me and watch more videos, you can support me on Patreon. Don't forget the Discord, the probably most active, amazing, and untoxic place. And this is something I hear very often. And honestly, that's the thing that I'm the happiest about when it comes to this Discord server, because I heard from so many people that it's not toxic at all and other places are different, which is very sad. And I just want everybody to be happy and just enjoy life and enjoy clothes. And we just want to talk about clothes, like that's it. And if you want to tell us about how you dye your clothes, how you wear your clothes, how you look in clothes, how others look in clothes, let's talk about it. And that's what the Discord is for. So the link is down below. And in the next video, we will talk about the summer trends that you actually liked. You don't like many things, guys. You don't make it easy for me. But I wanted to bring something positive here as well. So we don't only want to talk about the things that we dislike. We're going to talk about some trends that we can benefit of and that we can implement long-term into our wardrobes as well. And here you can find some other options you can watch right now.